So, 8 games into our first Premier League season of the Save, I personally think this is about the perfect time for a local derby. Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to part number 18 of Club 2 here on MyCareer on Football Manager. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where it is going to be a local derby. It's going to be Charlton, our team, versus Crystal Palace, followed by a cheeky little home game against Southampton. And if you are excited to see whether we can win either of those games, a win would be lovely. I don't mind which one it would be. Then do not forget to leave a like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you put a big smile on this face right here, and you'll keep up to date with the nonsense that comes out of it as well. So, since you were last with us, since the opening of the season, better than expected. I've got to be honest, I deep down was thinking we're going to be relegation fodder. We're not. We're actually mid-table. We're 11th at the moment, as you can see from the table here. Let me go full screen just so you can properly see it. 3 wins, 1 draw, and 4 losses. You will never believe the teams that we've beaten in that, though. Oh, God. Let's just go to the schedule and show you. So, just looking at the actual results, wins, losses, and draws, that's decent, right? Okay, we beat Luton in the Carabao Cup. We did lose against Chelsea 3-2. That was actually really tough. We beat Manchester United 2-0. No goals conceded. Hello. Great. Really happy with that. And it was a bit of a smash and grab. We then lost against Villa on penalties. Fine, I can deal with that. Lost against Liverpool at Anfield. Fine, I can deal with that. Beat Arsenal. Hello. What? Yeah, own goal. Don't care how it happens. It happens. Lost against Everton. That was a bit depressing. And then we've literally just beaten Spurs. Alright, cool. I'll admit, a bit of tactical fiddling has gone on. You can see there's a number of formations here. There's also a spoiler for a signing on here as well. I will get to that. But yeah, 4-2-4 is what we started with. I abandoned that fairly quickly. I then went to a 4-2-3-1. That looks a little bit better, but still missing the cutting edge. There was something missing. I then went with a 4-3-3 2DM narrow. Yeah, basically 4 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders, a central midfielder, and then 3 strikers because I'm an absolute madman. It worked against Manchester United. There's something to that formation that works. I then went back to the 4-2-3-1, the kind of more traditional 4-2-3-1, lost against Villa. I went back to the same formation we beat Man United with. We did struggle against Liverpool with that one a little bit. I mean, they only scored the 1 goal, but you can see the ratings there. It wasn't particularly good. We then beat Arsenal with a 4-2-3-1 DMAM wide with an own goal. Again, kind of messing with my mind a little bit, this is. Then we lost against Everton with the 4-2-3-1 DM wide that we used to beat Arsenal, that we also lost against Chelsea with and a few other teams. So then in the last game, I went really nuts. I did what is referred to on here as a 4-2-2-2 DM asymmetric. I don't know what else it would be called. This formation, this monstrosity. And it worked against Spurs. Now, granted, Spurs, I don't know if you saw on the table, having a woeful season down here. It still worked against them, though. And, you know, it seems to be getting a decent amount out of some of these players. The forward line's a bit of a miss at the moment. We're getting the occasional good game. We're getting the occasional bad game. I'm still not completely worked out a good game out. I get a good game out of McKernan other than in friendlies. That's what those lovely greens are there for. They're friendlies just while we had a month-long gap between games. It was nuts. So, yeah, I'm still trying to work that out. I'm still trying to work out how to get the best out of some of these guys. But, yeah, it's going better than expected. Transfer-wise, let me just double-check. So, those first 2 games of the season, it was the 15th was the last one. So, transfer-wise, I think we had everyone in apart from 2. Backup goalkeeper, achieved. Philip Cohn has come in from Juventus. Absolutely fine as a backup goalkeeper. He does the job, sort of. He's all right. He's not too bad. And then I was struggling to get another defender or defensive midfielder in. I gave up on defensive midfielder. We'll deal with what we've got. Defender, Tyrone Mings, at 35 years old, returns on loan from Reims to the Premier League. He is not the Tyrone Mings of old, but he is apparently a decent Premier League player. And he's looked all right. He's not looked terrible. I mean, on his debut, he did score an own goal against Aston Villa. That wasn't ideal. But in his last game against Spurs, he scored an absolute worldie, which I'm obviously going to show you. So Noel Lopez gets it into Piccolo. Piccolo waits, sees Mings making the run. Tyrone Mings has no right. He was shifted to left back in that game. He was a full back on support. He's got no right to be scoring goals like that. Yet score a goal like that, he very well did. Yeah, and in terms of transfers out, were there any major transfers out? We have moved on a couple of players. So Jamie Shackleton finally went out on loan. He's gone. Caroy Anderson gone for £250,000 as a permanent transfer, which is great. And Greg Doherty has left on loan as well. They are getting a lot of money from that one, but some of his wages are off the books. So money-wise, we've still got a decent amount in the wage budget. Actually got £500,000 as well. Most importantly, though, finances, they're looking good. Like, profit per month is not bad. We're making money at the moment. I don't quite know how we're making money, but last month we lost just under £6 million, and we made 8.5. I don't quite know how, because we've spent more. But I'm not going to question it. I'm going to just carry on doing what I'm doing. Speaking of which, shall we get to a football game? That'd be quite nice. This is the 11 against Crystal Palace. We're still sort of in the experimental stage with this tactic, I'm not going to lie. So I don't know what to expect. We're also at Selhurst Park. We've not been good away from home this season, so I don't know how this is going to go. But it's second outing for this tactic. It looked very good against a Spurs team who are not doing very well, but have got a good squad. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Di Serio, we need to get something out of, because at the moment he's not playing very well. Noel Lopez, he's doing better, but he hasn't scored a goal. Neither of them have scored a goal yet. Goal scoring is a bit of a problem. It's been spread around the team a little bit at the moment. So Diego Sanchez, actually, you can... No, I don't want you. Tyrone Mings can do the job. Right, 11. Iverson in goal. Shahar, Fish, Mings, McCallum in defence. Yusuf and Holsgrove in the defensive midfield spots. Piccolo in the centre mid. We've got Noel Lopez out on the right flank as an inside forward. And then strike partnership, offset of Sims and Di Serio. It probably is only going to have worked in the Spurs game, but we're going to give it a go anyway, because it looked good enough that I want to see whether it's a one-off or not. We've got a few aggressive faces out there. No surprise, it is a rivalry. By the way, I'm aware that that is looking dim as anything. The batteries are dead, and I forgot to change them. A real professional would start over. I don't know whether you've noticed, I ain't much of a professional. Right, underway at Selhurst Park. Let's see whether despite the fact we've got some wins against some big teams, I will take a draw in this game. Genuinely, I will be happy with a point. I will take that and I will run with it. At the moment, Crystal Palace are all over us on the match momentum. Away from home, we are really struggling. At home, we have the ability to get an absolute gem of a game out. So I don't quite know what it is about being away from home. And away from home is always tough on Football Manager. We are really struggling away from home. So we need to find out what the magic switch is to get us not struggling. I mean, we shouldn't be being dominated that much by Crystal Palace. Like, this is obscene. Their team is not that good, and yet they are dominating us. However, we nearly take the lead. Tyrone Mings, man. What a player. Right, another highlight. Anthony. Yes, that Anthony. Oh, Sam McCallum's been sent off. Oh, we don't need things like that to happen. Oh, we don't need it. He's been sent off. 2 yellows. Yeah. We're being dominated, and then that happens. Well, the experiment is over, because we're going to have to sacrifice one of the forwards. We're going to have to sacrifice one of them. I mean, Noel Lopez is having the worst game so far, so it is going to be him. He will become our new left back temporarily, because Tyrone Mings is going to go there as a fullback on support, which he scored the worldie from in the last game. We'll put these two more traditionally. And Noel Lopez can come off for Kerr Smith, and we'll swap him and Fish around. And we're going to have to go with that as a back line. It's not a bad back line. Just the squad now feels a little bit incomplete, which is a bit of a concern. I don't know what else we can do. I'm actually going to make Shahar go on to wing back on support. I just want him getting a bit further forward. Do you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. He's going to go full back on attack like he was last season. Let's go with that, and let's just see whether that will kind of help out a little bit. Colesgrove can get forward a little bit from here. He can kind of drift out a little bit. Piccolo is driving forward as well. We just don't have those options down the wings now, which is a bit of a concern. I'm going to take low crosses off. We'll put it back to mixed. I'm going to take focus through the middle off as well. We'll just try and get things happening where we can. And I'm going to go narrow as well. And then I'm going to drop the mid block down. Let's try and bog them down in the middle a little bit. I've got no idea with whether anything I've just done now is going to work. But I'm a bit sick of how all over us they've been. And I want to change that. But we're down to 10 men. It's going to be a real struggle from this point. They nearly score. Iverson, I tell you what, he has kept us in some games. He has been sensational for us so far this season. He's had the odd bad game, but for the most part, he's been great. Watch him have a stinker in the second half now I've said that. Oh, we've been absolutely... I'm a bit crushed after that Spurs game that we've been as dominated as we have been. I actually am quite disappointed in that. I know it's away from home. I know that they're an established Prem team, but I'm going to say that we need to get better at possession. Individual-wise, who's having a bad game? Lopez, we took him off, so that doesn't count. You two, not very happy. I mean, Yusuf has the occasional good game, and then just the rest of them are bad. The midfield have kind of been a bit of a problem. Shout at you, and then the strikers haven't done a lot either. But in the grand scheme of things, we are playing against a decent Premier League team who are pretty consistently in the league. In fact, they've been in the league for a long, long time, from what I can remember. So I'm not overly surprised that we're struggling against them, but I don't really think, in the nicest way, we've got anything that can unlock them, which is the problem with the squad that we've got. Now, I'm looking at Piccolo, and I'm thinking, do we bring Gudene on? Yeah, I think we do. I'm going to do that. Edmonds Green is going to come on for Yusuf, because Yusuf has been really poor today. We'll go with those changes. And I don't really know. I'll tell you what, let's go to counter press. Let's try and press them a little bit more, because we're not pressing at the moment. We were regrouping, and then I took it off, thinking maybe we'll go in between. But I think I did counter press against Spurs, and it did work. So we'll go with that. I've dropped us down to narrow. Do you know what? I'm not going to go to narrow. We'll go a little bit wider. Let's spread out a little bit when we've got the ball. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. There's not much else we can do. Right, let's go. Keep going. Just to make a difference. Let's go for it. Fire the boys up. Let's just see what we can do. We're a man down. We're away from home. You would expect us not to do well in this sort of game. Let's just see how not very well we do. Annoyingly, in the Manchester United game, one of our biggest weapons was a Sam McCallum long throw. And when he's not in the team, we don't have it. So that is something we are going to be lacking in this game. Oh, Edmonds Green's done really well there. Right, Desario. Can you show me something? Desario. Goes back to Mings. Back to Desario. Right, we've got a bit of possession here. Let's try and make the most of it. Right, Fish. Goes back to Smith. Smith. Into I'll call him Hillsgrove then. Holsgrove. Right, Fish now. Back to Holsgrove. Edmonds Green. Poor pass from Edmonds Green. That's what happens when you have a League 1 player, when you Premier League 11. And there's Eze to make it 1-0. Oh, it might be offside. It might be offside. It might be offside. The players are pleading to the referee. No arms have gone up. It's been disallowed. It's still 0-0. Okay. Get in there, boys. Come on. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's any of our boys. 2 of their players are offside there, by the way. Right. Come on. We need more chances. What is going on in this game? What is going on? Right. Do you know what? If this is how it's going to be, we're going to commit to it. Let's just try. Just get behind them. And I'm going to whip some crosses in as well. Hit early crosses too. Let's go for it. We're not going to have possession. Why try and force possession when we're not going to do it? Let's just try and get some shots away. Let's try and get the ball forward, get it onto the strikers, and let's just see whether they can do something with it. Because all game, it's been all about them. Well, let's try and turn it around. Right, Phillips is coming on. He's not been particularly good this season. I think Premier League's come a bit too early for him in his career. I'm going to actually take off Ellis Sims because Ellis Sims is slightly worse in this game. I don't have an actual reason for it. And I do have one more change. Holsgrove is tiring, but I mean, he's not exactly been one of our best players. I say, right, Henry can come on for him, and we'll change him to a playmaker on support. Udene's done okay, not spectacular. Let's change him to an advanced playmaker on attack. Let's try and get him forward a little bit more. There's a lot of players on attack for a 10-man team, but we'll just go for it at this point. I smell blood. We should be able to get something from this game, and we should be able to give them a run for their money. And I want to see a bit more attacking input. Right, we're having a few more shots now. A couple more shots. A bit of match momentum appeared. It disappeared again, but it's definitely better than it was. But the longer this goes, the more chance we've got of getting a point. I'll take a point from this game with the way that it's gone. I'll absolutely take a point. I'm a bit ashamed of just how much we've been dominated, but I will take a point. What I won't take is just losing the ball as easily as that. Right, one hard tackling, guys. Go and take... Right, nicely done. Right, Shahar. Don't do anything stupid. Henry. Henry! Oh, and it's Anthony, because of course it is. The flag's up, the flag's up, the flag's up. Come on, ref. Ref. He looked offside. I didn't want to say anything, because I thought, oh, there's no way we're going to get lucky twice in this game. He looked offside. He is offside. Oh, my word. Right. I'm going attacking. Screw it. Last few minutes. Let's go for it. Never know what could happen. It didn't happen. But we got a point out of a really, really miserable game for us. We've grinded a point out. At the end of the season, that could be huge. That could be huge. And the home game, hopefully we can turn it around a little bit. I am disappointed in the way that we played there. I mean, Desario. Oh, you can shut up. Desario is just doing my head in at the moment. Like, he's better than what he's showing, but he's just a poor performer. Like, if I show you his form, like, when he first came in, yeah, that's the best game he's had. It was against Glebe. No offence, Glebe. Nottingham Forest did okay. Didn't really do much, though. Poor against Villa. Got an assist against Chelsea, but didn't do particularly well. Did okay against Luton. Poor for a bunch of games. And then again, in the friendlies, that's where he was good. In the 2 of the 3 friendlies we had is where he's been okay. And Spurs, he was unremarkable. I don't quite know what to do to get the best out of him, other than play him as the top dog, which I think I've tried. It didn't show up on there, but I'm pretty sure I've tried it. Right, McCallum being out is a bit of a problem. However, I'm more confident in putting Tyrone Mings as the fullback on support than I am anything else. Kerr Smith can come back in. Apparently Kerr Smith has really stepped up as a defender, which is great to see. McCallum comes out for, where is he? Diego Sanchez. And that's us, well, I might do a little bit more shifting around. That's us more or less ready for the game against Southampton, which hopefully we can get a win from. But again, a draw is not a bad result in an away game against an established Premier League team. This is a Premier League team, by the way, who has been in the top flight since 2013. I mean, they've had a multitude of results. Some of them are lower down the table. They finished 12th last season. Mid-table Premier League team for almost the entirety of this save. And we just got a draw against them at their place. I'm happy with that in terms of that. But the performance was poor and we need to work on that. Right, let's hope against Southampton, who are not doing well. They're currently in 19th. We can get a bit of a better result. Back for the game against 18th place Southampton at the Valley, at our home ground. And this is the 11 that we're going to be using. It is going to be Iverson in goal, Shahar, Smith, Fish and Mings in defence. It's going to be Yusuf and Holsgrove in the middle with Udene just in front of them. McKernan is going to return to the side in the right wing position. And he's going to have Desario and Lopez to aim at. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. In theory, we should be able to beat Southampton. But we seem to only be able to beat big teams and Luton. So we will see. There's some interesting players in the Southampton side. The future is a crazy place to live, looking at things. They've got Bergwijn in their starting 11. They've got a couple of players who just a bit of a surprise to see. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. I forgot who. I mean, Brereton Diaz and Strand Larson were the two that kind of jumped out. Van Uwijk, I know him from playing as Coventry in the past. He's a good player. At least has the potential to be a good player. But that's a championship level. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get a bit of luck against him. Right. Away we go. A win is not necessarily vital. But I would say that this is one of the games where it's a great opportunity for a win. And if we were to not get one, I'd feel like it's points dropped rather than anything else. I mean, at the moment, Southampton are over us. Again, they have been a relatively stable fixture in the Premier League for the most part. So let's give them their due. But they are having a poor season. And it's our job to try and pour a little bit of misery on them. Not like that first highlight. That was a bit concerning. I'm going to encourage the boys a little bit. Let's just see whether we can get ourselves on top in this game. They're having a number of shots here, which is concerning. I want us to get further forward. Let me just double check. How are we distributing the ball to the fullbacks? That's what I want to be doing. I also want to be pressing now. I forgot to change this. It's really annoying. Right. Counter press. That's all as it should be. I'm happy to... No, you know what? We're going to take drop off. Ironically. Early crosses. Do we take that off? Yeah, we'll take that off as well. Let's just change things a little bit. Because it wasn't necessarily working in the last game. So let's just try and do things a little bit differently. But at the moment, it feels like retaining possession and scoring goals are where our issues are. So we need to try and find a way to try and keep possession a bit better. That was one of our strengths in the Championship. I mean, do I regret? I'm asking myself a question in my head now, which I'm going to ask you out loud. But it's not asking you, it's actually just me talking out loud. Do I regret changing from the diamonds? Probably, because we were quite comfortable with the diamonds up until the very end of the season, where we started to look like we were getting found out by teams. But I mean, look, we're on top match momentum wise, shots wise. They've had so many shots. I mean, admittedly, we're starting to come back into it now, which is good. But admittedly, all of their shots were off target up until that point. Right, we have a corner here. Can we get something on the end of it? We can, and it is ended up. He's ended up great grammar, Stu. It's deflected over in the end, but what an opportunity. We have another corner here. Udene's going to take this one, whipping it in, looking for someone. Can't find Holsgrove, though, and Patterson, their goalkeeper, holds on to it. That is more like it. But we are hemorrhaging shots against them, although they're not really doing a lot with them. But at half-time, it is 0-0. Again, a point is not a bad result here, but I will feel a little bit like it's points dropped rather than point gains. So, I want to see us do a bit more here, which we're not really doing at all. Well, I'll tell them I'm not happy with them, and I'll tell the rest of you weren't that bad. Right. McCullen's having a decent game. I'm going to actually move Lopez out wide as an inverted winger, as an inside forward rather, because he can play it. It's not his best position, but he can play. I mean, around doors is his best position. I am not bold enough as a newly promoted side to play with a Ram Deuter. It is not happening. Udene, how are you doing? You're not having the best of games. Let's change you advanced playmaker on attack. Let's try something different, and we'll leave everything else as is, because everything else is fine. McKernan will leave because he's doing okay. And we'll just see whether we can get Lopez just in here a little bit more. I want to get the ball to McKernan, but whenever I've kind of targeted down the right-hand side, it hasn't gone particularly well. What I might try and do is that we'll go down the middle and look for the overlap of him so he can whip it in. And hopefully... Have I got it still set up? No. Aim for the far post, where hopefully our boy Lopez should be appearing. Might work. I don't know. Let's just try something different. I think positionally anyway, moving him to here will just give their right back something to think about. Van Uwijk. Sessegnon's having a great game, by the way, which is a bit frustrating. Right. I want to demand more. We can beat this team. We know we can. We know we've got it in us. We just need to... I'm not going to say believe. That's a bit cheesy. But we just need to actually do it. Okay? We just need to do it. Right. The free kick to them. Of course it's a free kick to them. Oh, God. Right, come on, boys. We need to get it off of them and go up the other ends. Come on. We're meant to be hard tackling. We're meant to be pressing. Let's press them. Into Brereton Diaz. He's pulled it wide. We are letting them have chances here, and I'm not okay with it. Right. They are kind of just camping in our half, so we're going to press up a little bit just to try and restrict the space that they have. I'm going to fire the boys up. And do you know what? I'm even going to go attacking. Push it a little bit. Right, we're having more shots than them now. But, again, it's just Desario. He's getting sold in January. I'm sorry. I've given him every chance. He's not taking it. He's actually getting on my nerves now because he's not playing well. And he had the audacity to suggest that he's done okay. He's not done okay. He's been trash. Udene has also been trash. Piccolo can come on. Piccolo has the ability just to have a good game off the bench in him. So we'll see whether we can do that for us. And Yusuf, I'm going to change you to a ball-winning midfielder because I can't work out how to get a good game out of you consistently. So we'll do that. And I'm just going to probably go into a corner and cry if nothing works. Right, that'll have to do. We are picking up the yellow cards a little bit, which is a bit of a concern. But then we are hard tackling. So it's going to be a side effect of it. Right, Mings into Udene. Imagine if Udene scores now. Pass to Desario. Desario did really well to hold the ball up there, and Udene's the one who screws it up. And Brereton Diaz has broken through. Do not tell me. Oh, my word. I'd have been so angry. I can't tell you how angry I would have been if that was a goal. I'd have been furious. I really would have been. Right. That experiment didn't work. Taking that off. Yeah, taking that off. I'm going to go a little bit narrow. Again, points not a bad result. I will feel a little bit like it's 2 points lost. This a great opportunity, but Southampton will be really, really wanting this with their league position. I mean, we have done better there, statistics-wise, than in a lot of games. But the highlights were a lot of them were them, which means their chances were better, even though none of them were on target. But we dominated possession. We're going in the right direction. I don't know whether changing the tactic from that to that was the right thing to do there, but I don't know. Second half, we definitely seem to turn it on a little bit. I'm going to say I sympathise with them. I am actually going to start making a point of doing things like that to Desario. He's playing so badly. And he's not that bad a player, but he's playing so badly. We're going to have a look at him and try and work out how to get the best out of him. I am going to point the finger. Right. I don't care if I've had an argument with him there. He does not deserve anything other than me to be really stern with him. He's come in and he's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. So do you know what? He's out of the team and Josh Phillips can play against West Ham. Or Ellis Sims. I haven't decided yet. I need to have a bit of a tinker with this formation and the tactics because there's still something not really working. I'm not expecting us to kind of destroy everyone, but we're struggling to get our strikers scoring. I think we're struggling to get them having chances as well. But, I mean, we're doing all right. I think we're doing all right. 11th in the Premier League at the end of October. I'd have taken that. I'd have bit your hand off for it. So, we're definitely doing something right. Speaking of which, when will we be back? We normally come back around December, somewhere in here. I don't really want to look at Manchester City and Liverpool, but there's part of me that thinks that could be interesting, I suppose. Maybe we do... I don't know. Maybe... I tell you what. Let's do a bit of a jump. We'll go Bournemouth and Leicester. There's hopefully a winnable game in there somewhere, but we'll play those two. We'll see whether we can get a win there. I'm hoping within this month, November. Let's just have a quick look. November. Minimum 4 points. Ideally 6 points. I think we're more than capable of getting 6 points if we play to our ability. And at the moment, it's just working out how to do that. I think minimum 4 points. Because I think we could get a draw against West Ham at home. We know we can do well against Leeds and Bristol City. So let's say a draw against West Ham and or Brentford. And a win against Leeds or Bristol City. 4 points, maybe even 5. I'd be happy with that. But that is going to be where we leave it for today's video. In 11th place after 10 games played. Now, we do have to bear in mind, of course, there are a couple of teams in the forms of West Ham and Crystal Palace who have played 1 game less than us. So they could shoot up the table and we could drop down 2 places to 13th. Still delighted if that is what happens. We will have to wait and see, however, until the next video to see whether that is what happens. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, do not forget to leave a big like on there for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you'll put a big smile on this face right here. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.